And we are live. What is up, players? Welcome to episode 69 of Player Life. Hope you are well. It is, what day is today? Today is Thursday, the 25th of February. Time is ticking on, guys. Time is ticking on. I had a good day here in Tokyo. Started off my day with a calisthenics workout. It's always It's actually usually I work out by myself, but it's actually good to work out with someone who is in better condition with you, better condition than you, because you'll just naturally push yourself harder. Um, I mean that goes for everything in life. It's always good if you're surrounded by people that are basically better than you, you know. Um, because you're the average. You've heard the phrase before. You're the average of the five people you most hang around with, and it's really true. But yeah, I was just doing a outdoor calisthenics workout: pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, dips. Um, yeah, actually, I got injured back in. I think it was. I don't know. Uh, I had like a neck injury and I tweaked it doing muscle ups. I was actually getting pretty damn good at the muscle ups. I was like, I had them on lock, but there's a lot of jerking action, like you you like you dip down and pull up right up. It's kind of it's kind of easy to get injured if you mess up. But yeah, just taking it easy. Um, Javier in the house. What is up? What is good, my man? Hope you are well. Um, yeah. So after that, I rolled back. I went for coffee in Tokyo with my friend. Yeah, same guy I went for a workout with, and we talked about crypto investments, stock market, and yeah, it's there's a lot of money to be made out there. If like Spark 55 in the house. What is up? Yeah, guys, there's so much money to be made out there if you know about stock markets, if you know about crypto. Obviously, there's a lot of money to be lost out there if you don't know how to do it. But yeah, if you get if you learn about investments, damn, you might if you save up the right money and invest correctly, you might you can get rich basically. Um, David S says episode 69, giggity giggity, giggity giggity giggity. Yeah, it is. I am a fan of the 69. Depends on the girl though. Depends on the girl. Really does. I mean, there's times where I'm not going down there, but there are other times when it's like, yeah, it's like the girl. I've talked about this before. The girls don't even have to ask. It's like I'm going down there not for their pleasure, but for my pleasure, because that sometimes it just looks good to eat, and I'm all about that. But yeah. Side note, episode 69 of Player Life. So yeah, talked about investing in crypto, and then another friend of mine, uh, Jacob here in Tokyo. He's like a genius when it comes to crypto. He's made. I'm not gonna say how much he's made, but in 1 year of studying crypto, he's done very well for himself. And he's been letting me know about these airdrops. I don't like. That's what I'm saying. You got to be around people that like can teach you, that basically people that are better than you, because if you're surrounded by people that are better than you, you're going to become better automatically. That's just the way it is. If you're the top dog in your group, that's it's not really beneficial to you, but others will benefit from you. So yeah, anyway, He let me onto this another airdrop where you basically just get free money. It's awesome. I mean, a few weeks ago, he put me onto an airdrop, and it was really easy to claim. But basically, just a few clicks, and I had a bunch of money for free. It just blows my mind. That's why if you get educated on this kind of thing, it's like holy shit. It's just like there's half a month's salary from just a few clicks like that I would have never have known about. Like I would never have, like it's wild. It's a wild time where you can just like set up these wallets, uh, these online exchanges, and you can just be entitled to random coin claims and just it seems like fake at the start. You're like, is this real? Yeah, it's real. It's real money. I mean, you just you can liquidate your coins at any time you want. Um, but I'm not. I'm obviously investing back in because it wouldn't be smart to cash out now when things are going crazy. But yeah, it's just such a good time to get educated on stocks and on crypto, and just set yourself up. You know, um, but yeah, I owe my mate Jacob a steak because he's basically giving me free money. It's like Charlie too from Cultivate Crypto. He's came through too and gave me a crazy amount of free money. It's Uniswap. Uniswap, if you know anything about crypto, Uniswap is a coin, and back in September, I think you were entitled. If you used the exchange, you were entitled to claim free coins, and those free coins I got are worth quite a bit now. So, what a time to be alive! What a time to be alive! Javier says, "Knowledge is truly power. Knowledge is truly power." Yeah, man. Javier, you gotta, if you're not, I don't know if you're involved in crypto, but like you should definitely try and get educated on it. Get educated on stocks. You're already getting educated about the, RP. It's a mad time. Javier says, I never really thought of crypto and stocks in a serious manner. Maybe I should look into it. You absolutely should look into it. It's really, it's really worth it. Like I can't emphasize how much, it's worth it. You can basically, you can pretty much get rich from it. Like it you know, um, Charlie from Cultivate Crypto does courses on it. I believe there is a sign up. You could, there's he's launching a course in March, so definitely look at his website cultivatecrypto.com. And if not, like at least watch his show, which is on after my show. He streams, yeah, he streams on his YouTube channel, and he does a show with MLD. But it's too valuable. It's like you actually you're missing out. It's such a time because now is the best time to get involved in it, um, or at least learn about it. Because at the end of the day, you know, we're all going to be using it at some point. It just works too well. We're all going to be using some form of cryptocurrency in the future. And if you get in now, you're ahead of the pack because less than 1% of the world population is involved in crypto. Like I never thought I would be getting involved in things like cryptocurrency. But once you make once you start making money, you'll be hooked. Once you just get like, you start seeing profits, or you start getting these free airdrops, or, it's crazy, man. Definitely be hooked. And it's basically, leads to freedom. The better your finances are, the freer you'll be. Um, but yeah, so that was my day. Pretty good day. Um, nice day here in Tokyo. There's like it's just funny. You go out, have a nice workout. You go to a cafe, talk with your friend. You talk about finances. There's all these hot chicks. You go to any cafe in Tokyo, there's gonna be hotties. Like there's gonna be hotties. There's gonna be cute girls. There's gonna be It's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, I was in a place in Tokyo called Azabu. It's like a really rich area. So you see all these like sugar babies. I'm guessing they're sugar. They look like sugar babies anyway. Like these really hot, like well dressed like girls. And there's like these guys driving around in Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches. Tokyo's a mad city. Tokyo has the most amount of millionaires apparently in the world. I heard that from John. I presume it's true if he's saying it. I assume he's not saying it for the fun, but I would believe it because there's just like so much money in Tokyo. Japanese people are consumeristic. They love new products. Like they like buying shit. Um, let's see. Winston says I'm down on Ave and slightly up on HBAR. I'm sure things are looking up. Also looking to get in Charlie's classes. Yeah, I mean, Charlie has put money in my pockets. I mean, like yeah, I mean, just because I know him and he's let me in on these crazy things. It's like he said to me, it's like it's still like the Wild West. Like it's like the Wild West. It's still early days. But it's now's the time to get educated on it. Now's the time to learn about it because we're only going to start using it more and more. Um, no doubt about it. Um, yeah. So Winston says very red light district mood thing going on there, Mac. Yeah, I don't know. It's episode 69, so got to get it on. But I don't know why the light. I don't know. I'm not sure why the light goes red. I'm not sure, but I kind of like it. It's kind of cool. But yeah, it's kind of hazy, but it's all good. Um, this is the Pimp Palace. You know. But we got Spark 55. Buy sell while it's cheap. Oh man, oh god, it's painful. Sell is a little bit painful for me because I bought my sell was one of my first investments in crypto. It was one of my first moves. So I bought some Bitcoin, bought about $6,000 worth of Bitcoin way back. When Bitcoin was about $11,000, I bought about 6,000, almost $6,000 worth. Second move was I just bought some Ethereum just so I could buy Celsius, and I bought Celsius, and I had 13,000 Celsius, and do the math on that. Look up Celsius crypto. Look at the price. I had 13,000 of them, and I'm you know I made it. I bounced into another coin, but that's crypto. You bounce from one thing to the other, and you never really fully know what it's gonna do the coin, but yeah, but it's gonna happen. I've heard a bunch of stories. Pretty much everyone in crypto, if you've been in crypto for a while, like people will tell you those stories, like, oh, I sold early, or a friend of mine, his younger brother, was bought Bitcoin in, I think it was, I'm not sure which year, but it was way back. It was like way back. It was like 2011 or something. It was way back when it was really cheap, and he had a couple of hundred in them. He had a couple of hundred crypto, and he kind of forgot about them, and he lost the storage wallet, or the password to the storage wallet, or where he had kept them. He lost them fully, like completely irredeemable. He couldn't access them, and he still can't. I mean, imagine that. I could live with myself like selling early, but to lose them, like actually take no profit. I think he still suffers from that. Now one Bitcoin is worth $50,000. I'm not sure the exact price now, but he had hundreds of them. And he's he's just it's like the knife, it keeps getting twisted. It's like, oh, it's a hard one to get, but you just gotta get over it. I mean, shit does happen, but when it comes to crypto, you gotta be real careful. You gotta take responsibility for your passwords and all that. That's why it's intimidating for people. It is a little bit intimidating. Like that's why people maybe can don't like it so much. But that's the good thing and the bad thing. You're responsible for your own money. You're in total control of it, basically. Um, Jason B, what is up? What is good? Hope you're well. Um, Rishi in the house, what is up? Hope you're well, man. Uh, yeah, as Javier says, remember to hit the like button. Yep. It all helps. Spark 55 says, yeah, I bought at 180 sell, but I'm still buying some. Yeah, still sell is apparently it's gonna do well. You know, I'm I honestly, I'm not gonna claim to be any crypto expert. I never did. But I'm lucky that I'm, like I said, I'm in a good circle of people that are, quite frankly, unbelievably way more knowledgeable about it than I am, and I'm kind of leeching off their knowledge. So I gotta do my own research, but I get very good you know insight into cryptocurrency just from being around the people I am. Being around John, MLD, Charlie, Jacob, bunch of guys in Tokyo that are, and just even from online, just being in John's, in all these groups, um, it's good stuff. Hot Dude Army, the Cultivate Crypto course, it's all good stuff. Yeah, Wilson says, I was told sell goes up when Bitcoin goes down. Is that horse crap or not? I'm not sure. But I believe when Bitcoin takes a break, takes a breather, the alts kind of pump. That's my limited. That's just from my observation of what's been happening. When Bitcoin just takes a break, the alts pump. And when yes, Winston said, "True suicide fuel right there." Yeah, I mean, it's the thing. Like, I mean, if you found out, stuff with technology can be very stressful. Passwords and encryption and codes and keys to. It's just you got to just. When I first got into crypto, I was very like I was just kind of going with the flow and maybe not realizing how important some of the first steps are, like your codes for your codes, your passwords and stuff. Like it's better to start off on the right foot and get all your passwords down and have things secure, because that'll give you the peace of mind to like indulge in it, invest in it more once your wallets are secure. You understand how to access them. You understand how to, if you have to, if your computer crashes, you understand how you can, log in again, and but yeah, that's why it's important to be around people that know about it. Javier says, "Whoa, that's sad. It's like having a safe of money and not being able to access it." Yeah, I mean, if you lose those codes, if you lose those keys, you know, there's no one that you can't call anyone up to like, help you. It's like it's gone. Like there's nothing. And to be honest, there's like apparently I heard something like there's 4 million Bitcoin missing that can never be retrieved. Because once they're lost, they're lost. Yeah, but yeah, it's I guess like I said, it's good and bad because it makes it more secure, but also more dangerous if you lose it. Um, yeah. So today, I just want to talk about. Before I get into the episode, I just want to show a funny clip. I don't even know if it's. Let me check it. All right. So
thank you. I guess
I don't even. I just want to say I don't even. Before I show you this, I don't know if it's real, but it wouldn't. It could be fake, but to be quite honest, like the way things are going, the way things are in Western society, it could easily. Even if this is fake, it's like it's very possible that you know, uh, yeah, there's plenty of instances where stuff like this exactly. It just shows female nature. Let's just watch it.
Leave me alone. Why do you keep following me? It's honestly so creepy, and I'm gonna call the cops.
Yeah, no.
Because you guys aren't leaving me alone, and that's why women can't go out in the world by themselves because of guys like you.
What?
Okay, so stop following me.
You have like I don't know if you have like a gas. You have a thing hanging out of your car.
What are you talking about?
There's literally a gas hose hanging out of your car. No one's being creeped. Oh, no, thank you. I guess. There's the thank you. That's she's what? She's taking it with her. She is. Make sure to get all of it. Wow, dude. Nice. You didn't even close the gas can.
All right, so like I don't know if it's real or not, but I would believe that it's real. I mean, it's like it's just a perpetual victim mindset of women, like broad daylight, some guys are trying to flag her down, trying to warn her about, a fucking gas, handle hanging out of her car, and there's no thanks whatsoever. She's just like, well, she says thanks at the end, but in an extremely obnoxious manner. Like it's just, you know what I mean? It's just like there's no point in, like, it's just like, what is the point in helping these chicks out? This is the kind of thanks that you get, like you're not gonna get like any, it's just unthankful ungratefulness, um it's like I told you the story about my friend, my mates that stepped in to help a girl that was got slapped by her boyfriend, and she jumped in when the guy started, attacking my friend. The girl jumped in, helping, joined in attacking as well. Even though my mates were trying to, white knight for her, or I don't even know if it is white. Like if you see a bitch getting slapped up, I don't know if it's fair to say, like, you call, if someone steps in, it's like, it's a bit harsh to call it white knighting, but it's like you pay the price because it's just they're so ungrateful, It's like, what's the point in helping these hoes out? Yeah, but the video could be fake, but it also, the way things are in Western society, I don't, it could be easily believable too. Like just the obnoxiousness. Oh, they're just so obnoxious, so ungrateful, just so noisy, just irritating. It's just so annoying. Like I remember, just when was it? It was around last March. I used to teach in this school, and there was an American chick, overweight white American chick, um, real like real social justice warrior vibes off her. She was. I literally just did not engage with her. I just didn't want to. She's very repulsive. Like, she would always, I really just did not engage with her. I said hello, goodbye. That was about it. I just didn't want to talk to her. I was like, she would complain about Trump and stuff, to other people around me. I just knew she was like a headache of a woman to be around. Like, and anytime, I went in there, thought I did my lessons, and I bounced. I wasn't very sociable in that place. Um, Anyway, long story short, I was in the staff room getting ready to go and teach a class, and I was literally just like clearing my throat, like I did that. And at the time, we had to wear a mask because we're in teaching people, and I was wearing a mask, and she goes, Ex- "Excuse me, did you just cough?" Like I was like, I literally, if I had said anything to her, I would have. The only things that I could have possibly said to her was like, "Shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch." So I didn't. I just completely ignored her because I knew if I said anything to her, I would have just like, you know, I would have just went off at her. But it's just like, oh man, you know, you would never get that kind of ignorance, that kind of passive aggressiveness from a Japanese chick. And Japanese are, they can be quite passive aggressive, but not in that kind of way, not that like openly and directly, kind of like, "Excuse me, did you just cough?" Like, oh my god, you piece of lard, you just shut the fuck up. Like, I wish I could go back in time just so I could say, "Oh my god, please just shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up." Like like it would have been so satisfying. It would have been. Um, Javier says the entitlement is beyond compare. Yeah, the entitlement is unbelievably beyond compare. Um, Winston says, so uncanny how only chicks acting up there are never Japanese, coming to poison everyone's vibes. This is so spot on. This is like I and like everyone says it. Like John will say it, every far. We'd all, there's just such a palpable feeling of like obnoxiousness and entitlement from Western girls that come to Japan. Um, because they just really hate hate us guys that come here and like it, because they know that Japanese women, or Asian women in general, to be honest, not only Japanese women but even foreign women that come here, you know wherever, Vietnam, like Thailand, or they're all super feminine. They're all like they're women, like they're females. There's not this like crazy entitlement. There's not this like masculinity. There's not this like, oh, like I'm as good as a man. I'm better than a man. I'm like, they think, they've watched all these like Marvel movies and all these, like they think they're actually like the same as men, where it's gotten to the point where they think there's no difference between men and women. It's like, you're the ones that, that's to no advantage of females, because men and women are completely different. Like it's just different. Like it's like, it's just different things. Um, and this shouldn't be controversial, but in 2021, it's such a controversial, like hateful thing to say, isn't it? That men and women are different, and just such a divide. I mean, you know, I just honestly, I wouldn't like to think about, I don't know how I would handle all this shit going down because honestly, I don't have to deal with girls like that in Japan. Once in a blue moon, like I said, yeah, I'll come across I'll meet these Western girls, and 90% of the time there's just a bad vibe right off the bat. Like there's just not a good, and I honestly, I go into I go in wanting to just, I judge people on their character. I don't prejudge people, but I've been proven right so many times. Where it's just they'll talk down to you. They'll say like, they'll say things where they think they get you or they know you, and like, oh, you do this, oh yeah, sure, or like, yeah. But I imagine, like, if I was in back in Ireland and I was dealing with these like Karens, like, telling me to wear to wear masks and like, you know, like, oh, did you just cough? Oh my god, I'm gonna like, shut the fuck up. Like seriously, like, just get the fuck out of my way. Like, I'm not gonna, I don't know. I'd lose my mind if I went to, if I was surrounded by that every day, my patience would be gone. It would be really difficult to go back to the West now, actually, like, because in Japan you just walk around, no one interferes with you. Think about Western countries, people interfere with you, they get in your way, they talk to you, like they'll openly criticize you, and like they'll feel like they can, it's not just where it is the beta males and the simps too that'll say things too. Like, and just you just see that these like weaklings, these twerps, the foot soldiers for the elites, you know, that like, oh my god, you're breaking the rules. Oh my god, like these people, are pathetic. I was never a people person all this, before all this beer bug shit, but yeah, 2020 really changed me. Like it changed me. It changed my opinion about people. Like I said, like, I'm not going to pretend I was this guy that loved, like, oh, I loved, like, people. I see the best in people. I think most people are kind of stupid. But 2020, it really changed me. Made me realize, like, you know, guys like us, guys in these communities, we are in the like small minority, and I don't know. I just don't think. I don't know if people haven't woken up by now. I don't think they are going to wake up. Um, Winston says, "Funny how they think they are carrying their power with them into Japan. It's hilarious. I mean, you know, it annoys me though. It does, like, because I don't. I really hate the fact that they think they can come over here and try and like bring their like cancerous ideologies with them, uh, and just it bugs me. It bugs the shit out of me. Um, yeah. So yeah. Matt W says it all started with the Alien series. Sigourney Weaver, the Mary Sue, she played it well though, and still had good male characters in those movies. I'm not sure what they are, but yeah. Javier says, bro, these women will see most others falling and will still walk the same path. Western girls won't ever wake up until the place burns. Yeah, they're not gonna wake up. They just follow what they're told to do by they don't listen to, instead of listening to their fathers, and they'll listen to the media, they'll listen to the corporations, and they'll think they're rebellious. They'll think they're the ones that are rebelling. It's so fun. It's so hilarious to see these twerps, these like these idiots that think they're being like revolutionaries, that are literally just following like these multi-billionaire corporations. Such losers, such twerps, so infuriating. uh Javier says it's sad that this behavior in women is starting to get stronger in my country. Yep, it does spread. It spreads like a disease. It's a virus of the mind. um yeah, so yeah, anyway, today I might as well get on to the main topic. Yeah, today I want to talk about the idea that there is no one. Rollo Tomasi phrased this, talked about this before, but yeah, the I came across this essay. I'll share the link. Let me get it. Let me get that. Okay, so this is called "There Is No One." My brother shared this to me in 2014, and it kind of opened my mind. But it's so true. I mean, this is real elementary shit. Like, I mean, but it is important. Um, it does, like, it's really paralysis when you think that there's just one woman for you, or that, you have a soulmate. No, there are good ones and there are bad ones. So let's read it and see what it says. So one-itis is paralysis. You cease to mature, you cease to move, you cease to be you. There is no one. This is the soulmate myth. There are some good ones and some bad ones, but there is no one. Anyone telling you anything else is selling you something. There are lots of special someones out there for you. Just ask the divorced, widowed person who's remarried after their soulmate has died or moved on. 100%. If you're a high quality guy, if you're like a solid dude, there's like endless amounts of women that you could you know pair up with. However, in Western society, not advisable. But I mean, it's just, that's more of a cultural thing. But it's like same thing. There is no one. There's just many ones that you could attract. The higher quality you are as a man, the more women you can attract to yourself. Um, this is what trips people up about the soulmate myth. It is this fantasy that we all, at least in some way, share an idealization of, that there is one perfect mate for each of us. And as soon as the planets align and fate takes its course, we'll know that we're intended for each other. And while this may make for a gratifying romantic comedy plot, it's hardly a realistic way to plan your life. In fact, it's usually paralyzing. 100%. I mean, I've seen friends waste like years of their life, years of prime, like, times when they should be out, having, multiple girlfriends, like, just like experience, enjoying life, enjoying variety, like enjoying sex, like enjoying, being a player. Everyone needs to experience being a player. You need to do it. It's just like, as a male, that's our objective. Like, you're just following what is natural. When you like hook up in your early 20s, like even any time in your 20s, and you stick with a woman for years, it's like, it's such a waste. It's such a waste. I mean, I've never, like, even to this day, like, like, it's like, people, when I say I don't have a girlfriend or whatever, people think, like, some people would feel like, oh, it's too bad. They think, like, they'd feel sorry for me or give me their pity. It's like, you've no idea. You've no idea. Like, it's so innocent to think, they don't understand the life I live, like the amount of, like, women I get, it's so much more stimulating than just getting into one relationship. It's like I literally feel zero, like, jealousy, or zero jealousy. It's the opposite. When I see guys like my age in like long-term relationships, I feel like, oh my god, I'm so glad I'm not that guy. It's so glad I'm not that, like, I don't have, someone tying me down. I'm so, like, and I mean that, like, 100%. Like, there's it's just so innocent, and it's so funny when people think, oh, you don't have a girlfriend, right? Okay. I have many girlfriends. Like, I have new girlfriends every day of the week. When it goes on. What I find even more fascinating is how common the idea is, mostly for guys, that a nuts and bolts view of life should be trumped by this fantasy in the area of intersexual relationships. Guys who would otherwise recognize the value of understanding psychology, biology, sociology, evolution, business, engineering, etc., and the interplay we see these take place in our lives on a daily basis, are some of the first guys to become violently opposed to the idea that maybe there isn't someone for everyone, or that there are a lot of more ones out there that could meet or exceed the criteria we subconsciously set for them to be the one. It's a long sentence, but I hope you got it. yeah, I mean, it's funny, these these trad cons, these guys that fall in love with one girl, and they'll vehemently oppose the idea that there is no one. It's funny. I mean, once you become like RP aware, and you get into these circles, it can become a bit of an echo chamber. You forget that the vast majority of guys still think like this. It's hilarious to guys like us, because we have like come through it, and we're like, no, it's like, but a lot of guys still have this childish, to be honest, it is childish, like, idea of like relationships. um I think it comes off as nihilistic, or this dread that maybe their ego investment in this belief is false. It's like saying God is dead, to the deeply religious. It's just too terrible to contemplate that there may be no one, or there may be several ones to spend their lives with. This Western romanticized mythology is based on the premise that there is only one perfect mate for any single individual, and as much as a lifetime can and sorry, loss lifetime, and there should be spent in constant search of this soulmate. So strong and pervasive is this myth in our collective society that it has become akin to a religious statement, and in fact has been integrated into many religious doctrines as feminization of Western culture has spread. Yeah, that's so spot on. Like, the feminization of Western culture, because we all know that relationships do not really benefit men. Relationships are what benefits women, really. you know Women rely on male support, evolutionarily speaking, because you know I've civilization, like, societies have only been around for such a modern civilization has been only around for such a blink of an eye in terms of the length of human history. And you know all throughout human history, females 100%, 110% relied on male protection, on male support to raise the children. Like, this is a fact. This is not a controversial thing to say, but in today's society, oh my God, it's hate speech, it's misogynistic. Men, women need men like a fish needs a bicycle. It's like, okay, shut the fuck up, right? Like, just shut the fuck up. It's just like, women are entirely necessary. Men are both entirely necessary. I'm not like, saying women are not important. Obviously, we're all here because of women. It's not like, um, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. Spark55 says YouTube is fucking bugged again. I'm not sure. Can you hear me? I don't know what's bugged. Yeah, but let me continue with it. Yeah, so yeah, as I said, like, the feminization of Western culture, this is what has promoted the idea that there is only one, because relationships, marriage, it's basically, it's all women have everything to gain from it. Men have pretty much nothing to gain from it, because we have to give up our imperative to procreate, like procreate with as many women as possible. That is the male imperative. That is what we are designed to do. Mate with as many women as possible. That is entirely natural. There's nothing unnatural about that. We're not supposed to just mate with one woman. That is not what we are supposed to do. That, like, we are here to spread the seed. That is a successful male. The idea that we are supposed to, dedicate ourselves to one woman for our entire lives is entirely to the advantage of females. Like, it doesn't benefit men. It doesn't. It's like we have to sacrifice our male imperative to spread the seed, for one woman. And what do these Western women give to us? They just piss on us. They just piss on men from morning till night. Media, governments, they all piss on men, even though men are men are still the ones that do all the shitty jobs, like the not even shitty jobs, but I mean the difficult jobs, like the really. And I'm not even saying that women don't do difficult jobs, but like the really dangerous jobs, the jobs where men, can lose their lives or are, at the least like get, have to struggle through um, you know, to make ends meet, building, breaking their backs, like building, roads, lifting blocks, you know, just doing all this work. And it's just completely, oh yeah, women, women need need men like like a fish needs a bicycle. Men are just not necessary. Yeah, society would just collapse, and I'm easily, we would die out as a species if we didn't have women. So I'm not saying we don't need women either. We do, but it's just this unbelievably obnoxious idea that men are just like disposable or not necessary. It really sickens me. Anyway, it continues. I think there's been a mischaracterization of one-itis. It's necessary to differentiate between a healthy relationship based on mutual respect and a lopsided one-itis based relationship. I've had more than a few guys seeking my advice or challenging my take on one-itis. Essentially, ask me for permission to accept one-itis as legitimate monogamy. In my estimation, one-itis is an unhealthy psychological dependency that is the direct result of the continuous socialization of the soulmate myth in pop culture. What's truly frightening is that one-itis has become associated with being a healthy normative aspect of a long-term relationship or marriage. So, yeah, I mean, this idea has obviously been propagated by the pop culture and Hollywood, Disney. It's like it's yeah, because it's Western societies has become so feminized. So it's they're gonna try and do everything possible to support the female imperative, which is to have men commit to them and support them, so that they can just raise a family or whatever. But it continues. I come to the conclusion that one-itis is based in sociological roots, not only due to it being a statement of personal belief, but by the degree to which this ideology is disseminated and mass marketed in popular culture through media, music, literature, movies, etc. Dating services like eHarmony shamelessly marketeer and exploit exactly the insecurities that this dynamic engenders in people desperately searching for the one they were intended for. The idea that men possess a natural capacity for protection, provisioning, and monogamy has merit from both a social and biopsychological standpoint. But a one-itis psychosis is not a byproduct of it. Rather, I would set it apart from this healthy protector-provider dynamic, since one-itis essentially sabotages what our natural propensities would otherwise offer. Yeah, so it's like, this dating services definitely, especially things like, it's very lopsided towards the female imperative, especially apps like Bumble. I mean, it's unbelievably easy to get banned from Bumble. Like you don't even have to like be say anything rude, or you don't offensive or abusive to get banned. You can get banned just because girls choose to report you. That's a fact. It's happened to me. I've been banned. Yeah, I've gotten my Bumble account deleted because I've maybe called. If you get into any kind of like argument, or like a girl just doesn't like your answer, or what if you call her out on her bullshit, she can just report you and they'll delete your account. Try it. It's happened to me. It's happened people I know. Because it's it's all set up to support, the female imperative. It's like, the way Bumble works. If you don't know how it works, you match with girls, and then the girls are the ones, you can't message them until the girls message you first. So it's all like, um how is that, even the fact that that's like a thing, like we're girl, it's not, it just shows us that we're not equal, we're not the same. Why would you give women the chance to we're only able to message them when they message us? That just shows that we're not equal, we're not the same. And it's just, um but yeah, so it goes on. One-itis is insecurity run amok while a person is single, and potentially paralyzing when coupled with the object of that one-itis in a long-term relationship. The same neurotic desperation that drives a person to settle for their one, whether healthy or unhealthy, is the same insecurity that paralyzes them from abandoning a damaging relationship. This is their one, and how could they ever live without them? Or they're my one, but all I need is to fix myself or fix them to have my idealized relationship. And this idealization of a relationship is at the root of one-itis. With such a limiting, all or nothing binary approach to searching for one needle in the haystack, and investing emotional effort over the course of a lifetime, how do we mature into a healthy understanding of what that relationship should really entail? The very Pollyanna idealized relationship, the happily ever after, that belief in one promotes as an ultimate end, is thwarted and contradicted by the cost of the constant pursuit of the one for which they'll settle for. After the better part of a lifetime is invested in this ideology, how much more difficult will it be to come to the realization that the person they're with isn't their one? To what extents will a person go to in order to protect a lifetime of this ego investment? Yeah, like I said, I mean, I've seen friends, like, to be quite honest, invest like their best years in like really immature, like shitty, embarrassing relationships. And this happens a lot of guys. I mean, they get a girlfriend maybe when they're 18, and it can go on for like years, like 5 years, until they're in their 20s, their early 20s, and they give up all their college years, like being in a monogamous relationship with a girl, and it's like they both hate each other, but they're both just cowards. By the end of it, they both hate each other. And it comes down to, like, a lot of the time it comes down to just not having the balls, not having the guts to end it, because they're afraid of being lonely. It's really cowardly, especially when guys do it. I've seen guys do it, and it's really pathetic. It's really pathetic when guys don't have the guts to end a relationship, that just because they're afraid of being lonely. It's really bad. I mean, and there are a lot of guys out there like that, and you really, it's so much better to be, honestly, so much better to be free. So much better to be free when you're in your 20s. You can grow so much more as a person. At some point in a one-itis relationship, one participant will establish dominance based on the powerlessness that this one-itis necessitates. There is no greater agency for a woman than to know beyond doubt that she is the only source of a man's need for sex and intimacy. One-itis only cements this into understanding of both parties. For a man who believes that the emotionally and psychologically damaging relationship he has ego invested himself is with the only person in his lifetime he's ever going to be compatible with, there is nothing more paralyzing in his maturation. 100% agree with that. There's nothing more paralyzing to a man than being in a shitty relationship with a girl in his pretty much especially in his early 20s, but anytime in his 20s. The same, of course, holds true for women. And this is why we shake our heads when the beautiful HB9 goes chasing back to her abusive and indifferent jerk boyfriend, because she believes he is her one and the only source of security available to her. Hypergamy may be her root imperative for sticking with him, but it's the soulmate myth, the fear of the one that got away, that makes the emotional investment. Yeah, so like, you know, alpha widows and stuff like that. I mean, there's, it's just it's funny, but yeah, it continues. The definition of power is not financial success, status, or influence over others, but the degree to which we have control over our own lives. Subscribing to the soul mythology necessitates that we recognize powerlessness in this arena of our lives. Better, I think, it would be to foster a healthy understanding that there is no one. There are some good ones and there are some bad ones, but there is no one. And there you have it. The godfather of the red pill, Rollo Tomasi. Yeah, his stuff is pretty legendary. Yeah, but it's like guys can just waste you can just waste so much time committing to women. Why would you commit to a woman in your 20s? No one should own you. Even in your 30s. I mean, even anytime, especially now in Western countries. Why would you commit to these women? You're not. It's so unlikely that you're gonna find a special girl that hasn't been indoctrinated by the propaganda. It's very unlikely. I mean, even if she pretends that she's somehow different, and she's not, she doesn't have all these progressive left-wing ideas, and she doesn't think she's been repressed by men. It's very it's just the culture itself is so toxic. The culture itself has been so it's just really turned women against men more than way more than it has turned men against women, because there's just still so many beta guys out there that will still put up with this like treatment just to get some pussy, and they don't understand. They don't know that that by the fact that they are like putting up with it, that women become more repulsed by them and more obnoxious and more aggressive. Like it was funny. MLD was saying like women are like dogs, like in the way that if a dog, especially when a dog has not been trained well, like if it has not been trained well and it senses fear off someone, the dog will be very disrespectful, and or at the very worst will bite or attack the person for showing fear. And Western women are like that. They've been so badly trained. They've been so poorly brought up with such bad ideas that when they come across weak men or beta guys, they'll attack them. They'll just be very aggressive towards them, very obnoxious, like look down upon them, treat them like shit. And that's where we are in society. But what's the solution is to just like don't commit. Like I would stand by that statement. I just be like, yeah, allow no woman to own you in Western, anywhere, not anywhere in the world, like anywhere even if women were angels, like even if they behaved like even if they were feminine and beautiful and all that stuff, still, like, don't commit. Stop committing. Like, unashamedly, be a player. Enjoy your youth, enjoy your health, enjoy sex. Don't allow anyone to tell you that you can't do this, you can't be a player, you can't It's so funny. It's always girls that I don't sleep with that criticize my lifestyle. Girls that I'm not involved with sexually that will be like, "Oh, you can't do this to women, or you can't yeah, even if they, because I shoot photos of erotic photography, and it's always women that women that would criticize it would be like, "Oh, you're objectifying women, or you're like, you're the camera is just an extension of your dick," and I'm like, well, I mean, I'm a straight male. It's not a secret. I'm not hiding the fact that like I like women. I like feminine. I like femininity. I like naked females. That's not a say. It's like, oh, they caught me out. Oh, like I like women. Like, oh, you got me. Oh, I'm hands up in the air. I like women. I like naked women. Oh, like okay, like he's like it's just funny when people try and try think they got one over me. Oh, like I know what you're doing. You just want to see naked women. Oh, you got me. I know what you do photography because you want to see naked women. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So like, what is the secret? But anyway, I'm ranting. Let's see the chat. Um, Javier says soulmate myth is one of the main reasons why most men are not top tier. Absolutely. Most men waste so much time in these garbage, like childish relationships in their 20s, spending way too much time just not bettering themselves. Um, Javier says, your natural mating strategy makes you truly happy as a man. Our sexual strategies are adversarial, as Rolo says. Absolutely, 100% adversarial. Yep, they are indeed. And, it's just the way it is. There's nothing to be ashamed about, wanting to sleep with many women. It is what it is. Like, lean into it. Um, don't let anyone shame you for it, because you're just being who you are. You're not shying away from your masculinity like these Western women are shying away from, like leaning away from their femininity. Lean into your masculinity. Enjoy being a man. Like, don't feel like you ever have to apologize for it. Um, Spark 55 says, well, women and men complement each other, but society has become unbalanced, and this disbalance in sexual strategy has doomed the West. 100% agreed. Yeah, yeah, it is what it is. Enjoy the decline. Matt says, hell yeah, bro, big facts. Wasted most of my 20s with one woman. You're not the only one, man. And it's never too late. It's never too late for make up for lost time. Matt says, a lot of average guys are really turned on when they meet a film geek girl that loves all the same superhero movies they do. I see it as a red flag, indeed. Yeah, continues, because A, they are in a male space fantasizing a bit too much about being Captain Marvel or Wonder Woman. B, fantasizing about sex with all the male characters. C, they are almost flaming liberal. I don't know. I don't tend to attract those kind of girls. And that's probably a good thing. Matt says, women and men need their own separate hobbies again. Agreed. Yeah, just, But yeah, I don't know. Just, I would say, yeah, don't commit. If anything, demand, like, if you're going to do anything, demand an open relationship. Like, guys that say they're giving excuses like, oh, guys that say, oh, they're lonely, or like, whatever, women can give them emotional support or whatever. That's like, nah. No. You're only asking for trouble. If you're leaning on a woman for emotional support, she will resent you for that. You hear all these liberals, all these feminists talking about, men should be more emotional. Bullshit. Women like despise men that get it. Women, they'll say, don't listen to what they say, because it's bullshit. Look at what they do. Look at who women are really attracted to. They're attracted to stoic, masculine men. Attractive, handsome, tall, rich. These are just facts. These are, it might not be fair, it might not sound nice. Women will deny it, but we see that we know that it's true. And if you that's why guys should need a social circle where they can socialize with their male friends, talk about things. There's this idea that guys don't talk about shit with each other. Guys do talk about shit with each other. There's no guys don't have when guys get together, they do shit and they talk, and it's not a big deal. But this idea that men need to get open up and get emotional with women is like, no, you don't do that, because women will say that, oh yeah, you guys need to open up and be more emotional, and then what? And then they'll dump your ass. You know what I mean? They'll go and fuck Chad behind your back because they'll be so turned off by it. These are just harsh facts, and if you don't like it, that's nature. That's just the way women are. And yeah, guys, it's been good as usual. Like, comment, subscribe. I will catch you guys tomorrow night for another episode of Player Life. Wherever you're at, have a good day. Peace out. Bye bye.